that I am able to share and you are able to listen. Today's my topic is 2.2.9, which is tuple and enumeration into the Swift. So how you will understand? Quickly we'll go and just open the playground. In this playground, we'll start from the enumeration. So it can be enum and tuple, and it will save on your desktop. Now I want the whole thing over there on my playground so that I should not switch between here and there. And once I'll comment it, and now the section 2 is depending on basic fundamentals of Swift language. So if you are not aware about these things, you can check my YouTube channel. What is my target and why I'm just going like this, you will understand. So playlist is like Junior iOS Application Engineer course, and here only like all things like section 1, section 2 is going on. Once 2 will complete, you will be comfortable into the Swift fundamentals, and all like 14 sections. After completing all 14 sections, you will be able to give interview for Junior iOS Application Engineer. Now, enumeration syntax, how you can just declare the enumeration syntax, I'll tell you. So here, this is the enumeration syntax. This is first how you can just say create a enum. So there is a keyword enum, simple, and if you have suppose user type, then you can say user type will be there, and you can say I need to create cases for this user, and make sure like everything should be small. Case customer and case partner, right? So 3 case user type is there. By these cases, like you can just categorize user, and you can reduce your lots of code and if else conditions through this user type. So best practices go with the user type only, like you can create the enum and categorize your code, and type safety will be there, and your code will also well organized. So that's why you need to use enum. Now enum syntax you understood, like how you can just write the enum. Iterating over enumeration cases. So suppose this is number 2, how you can iterate a enumeration cases. Suppose you have the same enumeration, I'll comment this one, and enumeration, if you want to iterate, you want to check the cases, you don't know about this body is not in front of you, then you want to see how many things are there into this enum. Use the case iterable in front of this case iterable. This is the protocol which you will define over there. If you will see, this is a protocol. So case iterable will give you the all cases, like all about the enumeration. So once you will write print the how many cases are there, then you can simply user dot all cases dot count. You can say these many cases, like 3 cases in our case are available. Then it's running, it's taking some time till that will 3 cases are there. Now user, you can print each user from the user type as well through the all cases. How you will do this? User, you will print this, and once you will print admin, customer and partner. So 3 users also you can iterate like that using the case iterable. Now enumeration associated values. What are the associated values? That means those values will help you to identify the things through enumeration. Once you will pass, I want to tell you, suppose like associated type, that means what values will associate with this enum. Suppose this is enum, and in this enum what values are coming over there for you, like 1 2 3. It's same simple like parameters. They will not store anything, those will be not stored property. They will like we can pass some values into a case, and that value can go further for identifying the particular problem, something like that. So if you will copy and just paste this enumeration with associated values, now same enum I can use here as well. So what I'll do, I'll comment this thing, then you can just go there, enumerate user type, a case iterable I don't want now, associated type like admin. Admin also a user, so he have also the age and name, right? So admin username, right? Or suppose like that you can name will be in a string format, name will be in a string format, and age will be in integer format, you can say. Or yeah, integer format is fine for being now. So customer and admin have the same thing. Partner, I'm just not giving any parameter. A partner can also have age. So and like LAN, you can define the user user type, which will load it with the age and name of the user, right? And also it will tell like which user it is, the type, admin type or custom type or partner type. So user type, and if you will define like that, dot admin user, customer user or partner user. So if you want to do admin user, automatically two parameters will come, and I'll say iOSCoder is a admin user and age is 29. Now how you will deal this with switch statement, how you will, suppose you are a third party and you want to get this user type, then you from the switch case syntax will come here. By this switch case you will understand, like you will pass this user type here and it will identify which case it is. So by default, like cases will be, you need to execute the cases. So how many cases we have? Admin, customer and partner. So I'll say admin will be there, and can you see the history also, it is coming here. It is a string and int type. So I'll declare like that, let user name and let user age. So then I can just print those things, like my username is username, username is username and so on, like user age and user type. Quickly we'll go and just user age and user type also, you are pretty aware about this thing. If it is coming into this case, that means it's an admin, right? So and type is admin, right? Admin. So this the same thing you need to repeat for customer user, because this is also the same parameters, this have also the same parameter, and this will be the customer. Now I'm not writing a partner thing, so what, and also I'm removing the default case. What it will give me, it will give me error. Switch is saying how many enums you have, cases you have, that you need to be pretty sure, like it should be into my case list. And if you want to ignore them, like do you want to add missing cases, if you want to add, then partner will come automatically here. And if you don't want to use them, you can write like this. So Swift is saying we will not use them, but yeah, we want them, so the same repetition I'll do here, and I'll say it's a partner. Now I think error will not come, and once I'll print yeah, so that is perfectly fine. So now what I'll do, yeah, so once I'll run this, user name is iOSCoder, user age is 29 and type is admin, right? So once you will say it is a customer, then customer can be a Java coder and age can be 24, something like that, and it is a Java coder username, age is 24 and type is customer. So you can just play around these things and you can like understand. One more thing, switch have one more thing, like if you don't want to use third case, then you can use default and you can say print no action required, right? No action required. If you will not do anything here, then also it will give error like something you need to put here, right? So default label switch should have at least one exhaustible statement, yeah, otherwise you can say break, right? So break here. Now this you understood, like what is the associated type. Now we'll go and check what are the raw values. So raw values are number 4, the raw values. So raw values, what you need to do, you can just check with the same enumeration type how you can just define raw values. Like right now this user type doesn't have any particular type, right? It's loaded with its own type, which is partner. And if you will see, like you will see like it's a admin, customer and partner. That means it's a string parameter, right? It's a string case. If you feel like that, then you can do like you can check this like this one, user type, and user type will be look like that, admin. And if you will create this like admin, and now if you want to see like whether if it is a user type is a string or not, if it will come, then we'll understand, yeah, it's a string, right? But if it will not come, then it's a by default, you know, by default its own type, right? So it's not a string. So what it is right now, it's by default its own type style. So you are just categorizing the type. Now what will happen if I want to store any value as a string, as a int, or as something else, right? So I can say if I will make it int, right, then I need to give like that 0, like that, right? And you will see these are the cases, right? So once now you will understand, no error will come. But yeah, if user type is a int, then it will print, yeah, it's a int, right? So we give a raw value to its enum, it's a int, right? So you will run this and you'll see cast from the user type unrelated type of user type dot raw value will be the integer or not, that I want to check. Yeah, it's a int, right? So same like that, if you will not use this one, in my previous example, if I just said if you will not use this one, then it will not give you the raw value itself, I think. So it will still say, hey, value of type user type has no member raw value, right? So you can't just compare itself. So this is a big advantage, and this is called raw value, right? So if you want the things properly, then you need to give a assign a type of the enum, and then you can use assign the values over there. If you will not assign, also it will give you error. So like that you need to take care. Yeah, you need to take care of all the parts. Here what I want to tell you, like if you will go to the loop now, and listen, here we did not give any value to the partner, and still it's running perfectly, right? It's running perfectly. Why? Because it's a implicitly assigned raw value in an example. Now it's a implicitly assign a raw value like that. If I will give 0 and I want to print all the raw values of the user type, then like if I will go and print the user type dot raw value, then what it will be? It will be 0. Then if I will say it is not admin, it's a customer, will it give me something? Raw value will be there. Yeah, by default it will assume you gave the value and you gave the first index 0, that means customer will be 1. So can you see it's coming 1 without any giving values, right? And if you will see the partner, then partner value will be 2. So like that, by default it is going on, and it's called a example of your implicitly assigned raw value in the enum. So this is the another example which I gave you, right? So you can consider this inside this only. So you can just say like raw value and implicitly assigned raw value in the enum, both are covered there. So now if you will see, you can write this more beautifully like that, and no number of cases look like this. Okay, so like that you can use this one, and the same things will work over there. So you need to assign a first index, then automatically it will take 1, 2 and so on. Now this is implicitly assigned raw value in the enum. If you will change it into the string, then automatically if you will not use this, they will take care of this name, they will convert into the string itself. So raw value will be there and it's a string, and now like whatever the raw value will be there, it's a partner is a raw value, that means partner is a string, it's looking like a string now, right? So by default it's a string now. So this is the implicitly assigned raw value in enum. Initialize an enum from a raw value. Okay, so that can be very simple. If you want to use this, it's also very simple. So once you will go there and just identify like how you can just user type from raw value, and once you will say user type dot init with user type, the bigger user type dot init with raw value, and you can say customer. With the customer I want to initialize, so the raw value will be my customer, right? And it will by default it will give you a optional thing, I think. Yeah, so if you have another name customer1 something like that, then it will be a nil, right? If you want to give a perfect value, because customer is the perfect value, right, then it will be good and it will give you the customer type, right? Customer type. So like that you can use the same user type string, and you can use the raw value for initializing any enum, right? Like that. So now this recursive enumeration and then type. So number 6 will be recursive enum. How you can use this recursive enum, I'll tell you. Suppose I have a enum which is saying append strings, right? Append strings enum is there, and this append string enum is saying I have an enum which is called a name, whatever name will go there, or a string will go there, something like that, and this will go with a value, right? And this value will be a string value. Then another enum will be loaded with the append thing, and it will append two enums, append a string, this one, and the another one, right? Now if you will run this, you'll see you'll get one error, right? You will get one error, which is like you are using the append string inside the append string, right? So like cycle being here and recursive enum append string is not marked as a indirect. So what you need to use, indirect whenever you are just indirect keyword you need to use whenever you are using the enum inside enum, right? So now if you have a where f name and this is a append string enum, and append string enum will use a string value and which will be my iOS, right? And suppose l name will be there, look like that, l name, and it will be a coder. And then if you want to use a product, right, so you can use a full name as a product, right? So append string will be there, but it will be a append feature which is loaded with append string enum itself, right? So append string enum first and last, right? Those two things will come there. Now what you need to do, you can just create a function which can give you the return values, and it is also the recursive. So append function will be there which will load with one enum, and that enum will be append string enum, right? And it will give you the result, final result, through calling again and again this one. So switch case will be there. We already understood like how enum we can handle into the switch. So if let my enum, whatever enum is coming, so if it will be a string, and inside that a string, if name will be there, whatever name will be there, it will return the name only. And then the same case will be look like that, and it will be my append case, and inside the append case, left and right, if you will see, I'll do like append. It is asking me for the enums itself, so I'll say it's a left enum, and I'll say this is a right enum which we are passing. And how it will return, it will return some value, like whatever left enum will come, that will call the same function append enum, this one, with the left enum, and it will give me a string value, right, f name. Then I'll call the another thing which will call me the same append string from the right enum. So coder will be here, it will give me the call, it will recursively call here, and it will give me the values. And finally default, I don't want to use the default. And this append, if I will use like that, if let result I want, and append append enum I want to use, then I'll use the full name product as a product. Then it will run, and it perfectly give you the values iOSCoder, right? So like that you can use the keywords. So what's happening here, basically append string is there, this is a enum, indirectly it will call to its internal enum, the same enum. We created f name and l name with a particular string. Full name is giving us a return value, which is the append, the next indirect function. There we are just giving the enum itself with its value. Then we've created a function. In this function, what we are just checking, if case will be a string, it will simply return the string, and otherwise, like it will hold left and right enum, it will parse that string value and it will return that value, right? So like that we can just proceed, and we can use this recursively enum call through indirect. Now, what are the tuples? Tuples are pretty simple, right? So if you will focus on the tuples, like tuples are pretty simple. So suppose you have a function test, and if you want a result in double and integer both format, so you have a sum function and you want to use like the tuple, then what you will do, a and which will be your int, and b which will be your int, and you will get two results. You will get two results through the tuple, like int and another will be double, right? Rather than one result same like this string, it will give you two results. Now you need to give two results, so where int formatted result will be your int and it will be 0, and another will be your double, right? So it will be your double formatted result, and which will be your double, and I'm sorry, this one you require like that and like that, so 0.0. Now if you have result, you want to give the result, you can give the result like that, return, and here only what you will do, you will see int a plus b like that, and another you can say double, or rather than just giving those values, you can just give integer. It's already integer, so you don't need to cover this thing, and otherwise like you can just cover into a double, which will be your integer value, it will come into the double. So you can just double formatted result, and you can just pass this int formatted result, right? So now if you will see, it will give you two results, print my sum, and I'm just giving 5 plus 5, it will give me two results, so 10 and 10.0, right? So now if I want to hold in different places the result, how I will hold, it is saying let, it will be a let rather than where, because it's not mutating. Now if I want to use let result double from the tuple, right, then how I'll use sum dot a dot this dot at 0 index, what is there at the 0 index, integer is there, so if I want result double, then I'll use dot 1, that will be my double, right? Can you see the explanation is also coming here, int and double, right? Like that you can just use your values, more than 2 also you can give so many parameters into the tuple, so result will be the 1. So if you will see, this result will be your, if you will print the result double, and if you will print the result integer, then both will be there, and it will be a 0, and result int will come here, right? So you should not give like that, you can just get the result 10 and 10.0. So all about tuple, it's quite simple, right? And we learn the enumeration all cases nicely, so you can just explore more, but yeah, everything was there which we covered for the enumeration perfectly. So really guys, if you like this, and no doubt we are going very slow because we need to make our foundation very strong, and if you like this video, kindly share it to your friends and family members. Those are really very much interested into the junior iOS application development. Thank you.